We've been programmed to be self centered, independent, and competitive. You will not help or care for your competitor. That's it. But anyway,
One of the things that dawned on me, like even like hosting like the mutual aid workshops, I noticed that we just don't have community in the sense that my parents had community or my
mm-hmm,
grandparents had community. When my parents, my grandparents talked about the way that they grew up, it's very clear to me that the communities itself was just very close. They knew their neighbors, right? Like they knew that if they did something wrong, that they would probably, their parents would already know before they got home because people in the community kind of looked out for each other. So I'm curious,
mm-hmm.
like to ask you, what are we doing wrong? I think like for those of us that are millennials and Gen Z, what are we doing differently that maybe your generation did, as we can point to for the reason for why we don't have those strong, tight communities?
Facts. She is 100% spot on. We are being programmed to be self centered and what some would call themselves independent. We've been programmed to be self centered, independent, and competitive. That's how they program us for the most part. And what is funny about that is, while we are being competitive and calling ourselves independent, the billionaire and the multi-millionaire class, they are collaborating. They're collaborating. So let me make this clear. Why we so divided? You will not help or care for your competitor. That's it. Anyway, let this guy, Richard, answer our question.
The best I can to answer your very, very good question.
Very good question.
For me, this has to do with our economic system. You know, when you tell the story of your folks, your parents, your grandparents, and I could tell, the same story about mine, what I notice about them is they came out of traditions in which taking care of one another was something you were taught to do. It was part of being a good person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You clean up after yourself. If there's a little family emergency, you pitch in and you help out
Yep.
in one way or another. Uh, you feel good because you're never really alone. You know, those other people will help you if they see that you need something. And you do the same because, it's the old golden rule. You want to be treated that way? Well, then treat the people around you that way.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem: we live in an economic system that doesn't say that. And it doesn't do that. It's an
Mm-hmm.
economic system, and I teach it in the university. It's an economic system that says, and this is a crucial line: profit is the bottom line. That the way you make it, the way you're successful in the world of capitalism, is you do something that pays well, or you
Mm-hmm.
do something that generates a profit. You're going to be a entrepreneur, and you're going to find the way to limit your costs and maximize your revenues and hold on to the in between, which is the profit. Yeah, but there's a problem here that folks don't want to face. If you
Mm-mm.
teach people that your personal profit is the name of the game, then you can't be surprised if taking care of one another falls to a distant second place
Mm-mm.
because you're real busy taking my students. I'm real busy taking care of number one. Whoa, whoa, that's not admirable. And they can see in my face how I react because I can't hide it. And I say to them, if you were alone on an island, that might make sense, but you're
Mm-hmm.
not. You're part of a society, whether you like it or not. If you don't take care of other people, then there's going to be an experience you're going to have on the subway from someone you're going to call a stranger, but it's your own participation in a
Mm-hmm.
society where we don't take care of each other that has now come back and bitten you in the rear end. That's the problem. And
Facts.
we have to face, which we don't want to do for all the political reasons that you know, we have to face that we ought to ask whether the economic system we have, which has delivered certain benefits to us, I don't deny it, has also imposed on us serious costs. And the balance between the benefits and the costs really has shifted. We are
Mm,
not delivering the good life to our people, which is what they want. We don't go to work
mm,
simply because we like the work. We go to work because it's part of what of a good life that what we want with the people we love and the people we share a community with. But we got to put that up in front. I mean, let me give you a very concrete example. Over the last 40 years, people like me, professional economists, watch American industries shut down,
mm.
close, and reopen 10,000 miles away in China or India or Brazil or who knows where. Why? Because the people who own and operate those enterprises can make more money by doing that. They can pay workers a whole hell of a lot less, and so there's more profit in it for them.
Mm, mm,
There's no
mm.
mystery here. They don't hide that. If you
Hmm.
ask them, as I've done, why did you make the move? Why did you close the factory in Cincinnati or close the store in Philadelphia and go to China? They said, because in China I can pay people a small fraction of what I have to pay them here, and China is 4 times larger than America. The market is growing. And when I went to business school, they told me success is where the wages are low and the market is growing. That's China. I'm going to China. Look, everything I just said to you is correct. That is what we teach in business school. That is what they learned. That is what they did. And it helped them. It made them a lot of money, no question. But it meant that for millions of Americans, good jobs disappeared.
There you have it. When it all said and done, all these problems were manufactured problem, self-imposed problem. We create these problems throughout society globally, and it's all because of greed. Greed. These big business can still make a lot of money and survive and keep their door open. But when they realize we can always make more by shipping jobs overseas into poor countries, or now hiring robots, look, they're going to do it. It all boils down to greed. Greed, 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 and more greed. It's very, 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 very unfortunate. These companies make a lot of money. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about the average man who are not surviving because the wages that they're paying them is just not enough. They don't give a fuck about that. And even when they move to these countries and they can pay these people lower wages, these people who they paying lower wages still struggling. And remember, they're paying them a fraction of what they were paying before. You think they're gonna pay these people more than a fraction to make those people life even better? No, same thing. They're gonna pay them just the same minimum wage. Keep those people poor same way. It's all greed, yo. It's like no matter how you wanna shape it, turn it, and twist it, it's just greed. Greed is what destroys society. But anyway, I really like this video. I really like this topic. I'm gonna leave the video in the description below so y'all could watch the entire video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think. In regard to this topic right here. If you think it's greed, if you think it's just businesses won't work because of cost and all these other things. Thanks for watching, man. Peace out.